were Luka Doncic and the Mavs and Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. Pick it up in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes to go. Nuggets are down a deuce, and they're working into the big fella, and it's Jokic from the top of the circle, and Jokic, he's not yoking around. Straightaway three. He scored 38. Nuggets have a 1-point lead. Now there's 8 seconds left. The Mavs are down 1. Where are you going with the ball, Luka? Luka driving, dishing. Maxi Kleber. He knocks down the three. Luka loves it. Mavs take a 1-point lead. Ensuing Denver possession. They need a bucket. Where are they going? It's Jokic again. Oh, he's so good. Game would go to overtime. In the OT, Mavs are up a deuce. And here comes Doncic again. Just feeling out the defense. This is where he just feels out the D and he finds the right man. Ultimately, Josh Richardson. Ice water. Mavericks are up 5. Now under 40 seconds to go. The Mavericks lead is 3. It's Doncic again. Penetrating, finding a little space, knocking it down. He scored 38. Again, the Joker also had 38, but it's Dallas that wins a thriller. 120, average 27 points a game. Washington has only scored 27 points 3 times this season. And no quarterback had a higher QBR drop-off between no pressure and pressure than Brady. His QBR is 84 when there's no pressure. It's 6 when there is. And so he's going up against a Washington team that can put some heat on the quarterback. Yesterday, Tampa coach Bruce Arians was asked if this has already been a successful season for his team. Listen to this answer.
We'll see. See how far this goes. It won't be if we don't win this one. That's for sure. And really, it's not going to be if we don't put rings on our fingers, because once you're in the tournament, that's what you're playing for. And so we did enough to get here, and now it will not be satisfying unless we finish it.
It don't mean a thing if you don't get the ring, Bart Scott. That's what Bruce Arians says. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's true, but I think it's going to be tough sledding for them to go into Green Bay after this week and beat Aaron Rodgers. I think no quarterback is playing better. No team is playing better. But I think that this should be a game that they should get. But this is a game that's intriguing to me simply because whenever we've seen Tom Brady struggle, it's been at night. Recently, past his bedtime, past his nap time. But it's also been whenever you have an ability to get 4 pass rushes to be able to harass him. You think about the NASCAR package from both of those Giants teams. They have Ryan Kerrigan coming off 5th. You got Montez Sweat on the outside. And one thing this team doesn't do enough of that they're going to have to rediscover in the playoffs is running the football, being able to salt the game away. Because when you throw the ball as many times as they throw the ball, you always give the opponent an opportunity to get back in the game because there's always time left on the clock. Incompletions stop the clock. They're going to have to run the ball. They're 28th in the league in running the ball, and that's a shame when you have a running back as good as Leonard Fournette. You have Ronald Jones. And you have Shady McCoy. They're going to have to mix it up. And if they don't mix it up, it's going to be a short campaign this year, and it's going to be a disappointing season, and they won't get a chance to get that ring, and he's going to have to burn the Kangos.
All right, well, so as far as this weekend is concerned, Rob Ninkovich, that's your guy, Tom Brady. Is this a defense, this young defense led by Chase Young and all those guys on that line, can they wreck this game? Is this a defense that can do to Brady what that NASCAR package Giants defense did to him once upon a time?
I don't think so, because those teams that affected him the most have great interior inside push. And when I say inside push, I mean their ability to get pressure inside the pocket. Tom Brady, who's going to step up. If you have guys coming off the edge, he is the best at feeling pressure, stepping up into the pocket and avoiding pressure. So I don't know if Washington can get pressure on the inside. If they blitz up the middle, maybe a little bit. But on the edges, they love to pin their ears back and just get up the field. That is kind of Tom's forte. He's going to get back in his drop. He's going to feel the pressure. He's going to step up. So they're going to have some type of inside pressure to affect him the most.
All right, so that's something to watch for the game. And then, Ryan, let me finish this with you. Your buddy Dominique Foxworth said yesterday he doesn't see any way Washington wins this game because of the other point that we made here. You have to score points to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, and he's not convinced they can. Can Washington put up 27, which is what it looks like they need to win this game?
Hell no, Greeny. Ain't no way. Not going to happen. No. the only way to do that, right, if their best player, or it seems like the guy who's best with the football in his hands, Chase Young, actually gets his hand on the football again. If they can create pressure on Tom Brady and force turnovers. But listen, a.smith has without a doubt been the greatest story of this season. He's the comeback player of the year. He's 5-1 as the starting quarterback, but he's already hobbled. So much so that Taylor Heineke getting some snaps this game has been a topic of conversation for the Washington football team. And so you go into a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have a young secondary, who have rushers on the outside, two of the best linebackers in the league as far as a duo is concerned in White and David, and you're expecting to score 27 points on this team. It's not going to happen. It's going to have to be a stellar outing by this Washington football defense in order for this game to even be close. And if you're expecting the Washington football team to go out and put up big points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you are sorely misguided. I think this game is a wash. I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run away with it, not just because they can score points, but because they'll be able to dominate the Washington football team when they're on offense.
And so that's the point. If that offense looks really good, Bart, will that convince you? I got 30 seconds. Will that convince you they could go? The matchups could send them to Green Bay next weekend. It's not definite. But if they put up 35 points against this defense, would that convince you they can beat the Packers?
No, not at all. Not until I see them rush for over 100 yards and show me some balance. Show me a game plan that's designed to be able to beat Green Bay. Green Bay Achilles heel is being able to stop the run. And to do that, you have to loosen them up by saying, hey, you got to keep these safeties out of this box. If I don't have to respect the run game, then I'm going to sit back and those windows that's going to be open from play action won't be there in the playoffs. And tip balls change games, Greeny.
All right, so we got a lot to watch for in that game on Saturday night. Meanwhile, we had a game of the night here. Back to football. How much is on the line for Lamar Sunday in Tennessee? We'll tell you why it is much more than a win or a loss. Plus, the rising quarterback in the NFL draft who reminds many of our analysts of Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, and it's not the name you expect. Plus, today, my poll question, which is brought to you by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire, is about the hiring of head coaches. Which of these college coaches would you most want coaching your NFL team? Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, Lincoln Riley. Cast your vote at ESPN Greeny on Twitter. We'll be right back. On Get Up on ESPN. Delighted you were here, and we are ready to go. Take a look at this. Feast your eyes on 6 wildcard games we have to look forward to this weekend, and the crew that we have here to talk about them today. Take a look, and we're ready to go. RC is here. Kimberly Martin is here. She's got Steelers Browns this weekend. Rob Ninkovich is here, and Bart Scott will be along as well. We will be jam-packed talking football with you for the next 2 hours, and we begin with Deshaun Watson, who, according to our Adam Schefter, is bothered by the way his team hired its new general manager. According to league sources, Watson offered his input on potential candidates, but the Texans neither considered nor consulted with those endorsed by their franchise quarterback. Additionally, the Texans did not inform Watson that they intended to hire Nick Caserio, and he found out about the hiring on social media. And all of that led to Watson taking to Twitter on Tuesday night. And as you see, he posted, "Some things never change." Now, last offseason, Houston didn't let Watson know that the star wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins would be traded, and that led to a great deal of disappointment. We should also note that according to sources, Watson's feelings were not directed toward Caserio, but instead toward how the Texans handled this situation. So for a franchise that has had its share of problems, here's another one, and it's one they clearly did not need, and Bart Scott is ready to go now and getting up with us as well. So, RC, I will start with you. We sort of sit back and look at this. Houston, we have a problem. What do you make of it?
Listen, during the social injustice movements and the protests, Bob McNair, who is now passed on, let us know how this organization would be run. The separation between labor and ownership. We understood that. And so now Kel McNair is just continuing in that traditions because apples seem to not fall far from trees. You get rid of DeAndre Hopkins this offseason, and now you tell Deshaun Watson that you would include him. He's the one guy on your team that went out and played every week. He's the guy that rode on the bus from Houston to Jacksonville in order to play in the game because of a punctured lung. He's a dude that Dabo Swinney called MJ. He had MJ-like numbers this year. 88% of the Houston Texans offense was Deshaun Watson. And now you tell this player, your franchise player, the guy that you made the highest paid player per year for the next 5 years, that you're going to include him, and you don't. You don't talk to him. You don't consult him. You don't bring in the one guy that he asked you to interview for the head coach, and that is an issue. Now, it doesn't mean that the Houston Texans are wrong. It means that the Houston Texans aren't changing. The Houston Texans have not learned from their past mistakes. And when TJ Watt, right, who's basically the face of your franchise, at least till now, has to apologize to Deshaun Watson for wasting a year of his life, for wasting a year of his career, 2 weeks or a week after he goes on TV and blasts his team for not working hard. He says, but you're the one dude that was out here every week. You're the one dude that's carried us. But the Houston Texans don't consult this man, don't consult the quarterback. And you know what? It's not wrong that they didn't consult him. It's wrong that they lied to him. This is a continuation of a badly run organization, of a dysfunctional front office, and this is just the next chapter.
And he really, at this point, candidly, is the only thing they have going for them. So to alienate him, no matter how you go about doing it, strikes me as an enormous mistake. Bart Scott, what do you think?
I mean, remember